Education is foundational to culture and society. However, the purpose for which education serves differs considerably according to the philosophical and social values within a certain context. For example, the Steiner educational model and the educational model I experience differ greatly in fixed values and in learning practices. It is therefore important to review and critique the underlying philosophical and socio-cultural influences of different educational models. The philosophical underpinnings of my educational experience are based largely on Christian worldviews and philosophy. The epistemological view upheld is the biblical understanding that ultimate truth is found in God through divine revelation. This belief is reflected in educational practices as lessons are structured around fixed learning objectives. The metaphysical understandings of the educational model is the theology that the nature of reality exceeds what can be quantified by the senses and is in fact both spiritual and physical. The axiology within my experience valued individual achievement in academic standards and personal growth and knowledge of Jesus Christ. There were various interactions within social contexts or systems that impacted the values and perceptions of my educational heritage. The individual role of the student was to actively participate in the learning but not to direct it. Positive interactions were encouraged. However, due to the competitive nature of the curriculum, there was always an element of competition among students. The outer community of the school body was there to support students in their individual endeavours to achieve the objective academic standards set up by the curriculum. The interactions in the broader sphere include the governance of the school. The school refers to the curriculum to meet educational goals. The philosophical foundations of the Steiner model of education is based on the scientific and spiritual research of Rudolf Steiner. Steiner education holds that reality includes the physical realm and the spiritual realm. Moreover, the spiritual realm is perceived to be accessible through inner development. The metaphysical beliefs of Steiner education further shape the epistemological views on knowledge, as knowledge in this case is perceived to extend beyond the limits of senses and reason, and is ultimately found in the individual through the process of inner development. The integration of the spiritual and physical realities within the model also affects the overall educational values, as Steiner learning centers on the whole person using, to quote, heads, hearts, and hands. The socio-cultural values of Steiner education varies considerably from that of my own personal educational experience. The Steiner model of education views the student as the creator of knowledge through the engagement they have with society. Every student in this theory brings a unique knowledge to the learning experience. It therefore views the development of individual interests to be a primary learning goal. The socio-cultural interactions with the teacher is also impacted by these values, as teachers are responsible for providing the means for students to explore these learning interests. The interactions of students on the larger community scale are significant to the Steiner philosophy, as it is through the engagement and interactions of a healthy community that Steiner believes students grew in knowledge. The broader community are therefore significant participants in the growing of the student. Finally, the Steiner model is not governed by higher authority. Alternatively, teachers work collaboratively to take full responsibility of the learning. There are a number of contrasting philosophical and socio-cultural paradigms and practices in these two models. One philosophical disparity is the nature and source of knowledge. The Steiner system purports that knowledge is found in the individual, which contrasts with the theological belief that God is the source and provider of knowledge. This impacts the role of the learner and teacher. For in the instance of the Steiner educational context, knowledge is to be discovered through the development of personal interests, whereas my educational experience believed in a set of objective truths and therefore held objective academic standards to gauge student development and learning. The nature of interactions also varies greatly. Interactions within the community in the Steiner educational model is seen as crucial to self-discovery in knowledge. Therefore, there is a strong emphasis on cooperative and communal interactions of students and the larger school body. However, the interactions within the other educational model are shaped differently as students are pitted against one another for academic success. Finally, although in both models there is an awareness of spiritual reality, the concepts of spirituality differ greatly. The Steiner model perceives the spiritual realm to be internal and self-made. The other institutes God as the creator of and leader in the physical and spiritual realm. The different practices in these models demonstrate the different core values and beliefs of the two systems. Thank you for listening.